Welcome to the most must-see game day cooking show. It's actually the night before game day. It's a Friday night, but don't worry. This is a two-parter where I do some of it tonight and some of it tomorrow because part of the recipe I'm about to make requires some overnight settling. I don't know the right word for that. But so what we're gonna do for tomorrow, we're gonna make some chicken sandwiches. Now all the hype right now is around Popeye's chicken sandwich, which is great. But the thing is, you can make a chicken sandwich that's just as good, if not better, at home. And it's a lot more economical when you talk about scale because you can make a lot of these bad boys for a lot less of a price when you make it yourself. This is my twist on the chicken sandwich. This has been my recipe for about 8 years now. And I have my own twist to it that make it different than the Popeye's chicken sandwich or the Chick-fil-A spicy chicken sandwich. But here's what it is. It's a chicken sandwich that's fried and it's spicy and it's good. Follow this recipe, you'll have no need to go to Popeye's. Now here's what you're gonna need to make these sandwiches. I want you to get some good buns. I got some Brioche Buns from Kroger, high quality buns, but I got a pack of 8 big Brioche Buns for this recipe. Come on, Wyoming. I have Wyoming -7, by the way, and it's 0-0 at the end of the first quarter. Moving on. The chicken I use for this, I use thighs. The problem with breasts is that they don't have enough fat in them and you have to tenderize them, and thighs are just better. Thighs are a better size, they have more flavor, they're more tender. They're just better for this recipe, so use thighs, not breasts. I got about 3.5 pounds worth. I don't know how many you'll need, but my philosophy is the more the merrier, especially if I have people over and I'm not hogging it all to myself. Okay. And for the marinade, this is the overnight marinade that we soak the chicken in. Buttermilk, I got a quart. A quart is probably a good amount you're gonna need. Smoked paprika, you can use regular paprika if you want, but I like the smoked version. Salt, and a hot sauce. Now, you can use any hot sauce you want to. I love Trappy's, it's probably my favorite hot sauce there is, but you can use Frank's, you can use Louisiana, you can use Crystal. It doesn't really matter. Preferably one made from cayenne peppers though. Since this is my take on more of like a Popeye's chicken sandwich, probably something Louisiana based, so cayenne peppers is your best bet. And that's it for the marinade. And then the batter, part 2. Flour, of course. Got some garlic powder, got some cayenne pepper, ground cayenne pepper. We got some black pepper. I forgot, the eggs are not for the batter, the eggs are for the marinade. Eggs for the marinade. And then, of course, we have a spread. It's a mayonnaise-based spread, so mayo. And I like to put cheese on mine. They don't do it at Popeye's. You have to pay extra for it at Chick-fil-A, but I like to put white cheddar on this sandwich. And lastly, we need some oil to fry the chicken in. Peanut oil, vegetable oil, canola oil, does not matter. And those are your ingredients. All right, so what we're gonna do right now, tonight, is make our marinade. This is what we let the chicken soak in overnight to give it some flavor. Now, you don't have to do this overnight, but it's recommended. I mean, you wanna do this for at least 4 hours, but if you don't have the time to do it for 4 hours, it's not the biggest deal in the world. But optimally, it's best to do this overnight, so you might as well, right? It doesn't take that long. So we're gonna take some buttermilk and we're gonna start with 2 cups of it. Start with 2 cups. Might need more. And then for every 2 cups of buttermilk, you want to add yourself about a tablespoon of salt and a tablespoon of garlic powder. And then we're going to add some hot sauce. Now, how much hot sauce you want to add is up to you. And just pour it in there. Yeah, I just poured quite a bit in there. And finally, we want to add ourselves, I'd say about 1 to 2 eggs for every 2 cups of buttermilk, so I'm gonna do 2 eggs. And then you wanna get yourself a whisk and just whisk it all together. Keep all your ingredients out because you might need more depending on how many chicken thighs you wanna dunk in here. So I'm gonna start with this package, which is about 1.7 pounds. Let's see what these thighs look like. Yeah, these thighs are perfect. And 3, so I got 8 thighs in here right now. I don't know, that might work. Might not have to add more. All right, perfect. So this is what the marinade looks like. It's gonna be like an orange color, which is good. If you wanna add more hot sauce, you can. Which I will do, I will add some more hot sauce. Then if you have it, just take some cling wrap and put it over the bowl. And put it in the fridge for the night. And that's all I'm gonna do tonight. I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the conclusion of the chicken sandwich recipe. All right, good morning. So the first thing I'm going to do, because this might take a while, is start to heat this oil up. So I'm pouring it in this pot right here, enough to where you can submerge the chicken. Submerge. Is it submerge or submerge? There we go. Get yourself a thermometer. We are heating this oil up to 375. Takes a while, so that's why you want to do that first. All right, let's check on our chicken. All right. Looking good. It was in there all night. So let's get ourselves a baking sheet, and we're gonna need a bowl. We are going to need our flour, salt, pepper, smoked paprika, garlic powder, and cayenne powder. So this right here should be 3 cups of flour. So about 3 cups of flour. Then I like to do a tablespoon of salt. I like to do a tablespoon of garlic powder. I like to do about half a teaspoon of pepper. I like to do 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. And then I like to do a teaspoon of cayenne powder. And that is our flour mixture. Get yourself a whisk and just combine this all together. So if you watched my wing video, you would have seen me say, only batter up the wings you're ready to make right now. If you batter them up and put them in the fridge for hours, they're just gonna get soggy, so don't do that. Just keep them in the marinade until you are ready to actually fry them and eat them. All right, so this is pretty simple here. All you do is take one of the chicken thighs that are in the marinade right here. So take one of your thighs that have been soaking in the marinade, just put it in the flour. Whoa. Not like that, unless you're okay with there being a mess. Make sure you really work the flour into the chicken so there's no wet spots. Place it on a sheet. And there we go. So I'm going to do 3 of these right now. So I'm going to repeat this 2 more times. No wet spots. And whatever you're not ready to batter right then and there, put back in the fridge. And then we just wait for the oil to get done heating up, which could take a while. So I'm getting tired of this sound recorder that I have. It always stops recording randomly, and I don't notice it until after I've done everything. So while we wait for the oil to heat up, we're gonna make our mayonnaise spread. I thought I had more mayonnaise than I had, but this should be enough. We only need half of a cup, so I'll just finish this thing off. That's the thing, I never eat mayonnaise except when I'm doing food like this, so it's not something I buy. And for the mayonnaise, you got your mayonnaise and then just a few dashes of smoked paprika, a few dashes of garlic powder, a dash of black pepper, and then some hot sauce. For the hot sauce, I like to do about a tablespoon. Go, maybe a little bit more. And then just mix that all together. And you got yourself a spicy mayonnaise. All right, we are at 375. So really what you want to do here while you're frying these is you don't want to overcrowd your fryer. So do 1 or 2 at a time, because if you put too many in at the time, it'll lower the temperature of the oil and take too long. And I'm gonna set the timer for 10 minutes. Not only do you want the outside of this chicken to be golden brown and crisp, but you also want the chicken to actually be cooked. I've made the mistake before of thinking because the outside looked golden brown and crisp that it was good, right? And then I ate the sandwich and it was raw and pink on the inside for the chicken itself. So just because the outside is crisp and golden doesn't mean the inside is cooked. So it should take about 10 minutes. Because the temperature didn't really drop that much when I put the first 2 in, I went ahead and put the 3rd in there. Just watch your thermometer. If it's not dropping that much, you can put more in. See, it only went down to about 360, so that's fine. All right, 10 minutes is up, so go ahead and take these out and put them on a wire rack or paper towels. And the first thing I like to do as soon as they come out is put a slice of this white cheddar on it. That way the cheese can melt. somewhat. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toast these buns. I don't have a toaster, surprisingly though, so I have to do this the old-fashioned way. All right, when the bun is done toasting, go ahead and put some mayo on both sides of the bun. A little, a lot, it's up to you. And then I got an optional ingredient. A lot of people like these. I'm mixed. I'll put some on my sandwich and some not. But take some pickles and put them on one of your buns. Like so. And then all you need to do is take one of your chicken thighs, place it on top, and then cover with the other end. And there's your chicken sandwich. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? All right, let's see how this bad boy turned out. If you ask me, I think it's better than the Popeyes and the Chick-fil-A's and all those other chicken sandwiches out there. It's great. Not much more to say about that. Excellent. The best part about this recipe is it's easy and it doesn't take that long. Compared to the other things I make, that took maybe like 30 minutes. This wraps up today's episode of Game Day Cooking. I'll see you again next week.